Dave Grease with ESU 13, and this is Pep Talks, a monthly video series that brings you strategies, encouragement, and challenges that remind you that the little things that paras do every day make a big difference for students in schools. So it's a beautiful fall day. It's actually game day at the University of Nebraska, but the Huskers are on the road. They're in Minnesota, so it's kind of quiet at Memorial Stadium. On Saturdays, as we all know, this is one of the loudest places in the state. We have the pride of all Nebraska, our marching band, loud and proud. We have cheerleaders getting the 85,000 fans all wearing red to give it their all to support the team. We have flyovers, we have fireworks, we have the PA system, all designed to bring a lot of volume to this place. And why do we have volume? Because volume, it equals energy, and energy equals action, and action equals success. At least we hope every Saturday. But oftentimes in our classrooms and in our schools, volume and energy is not what we're going for. We're going for the opposite. We want to bring calm. And that's why the name of this Pep Talk is Match Their Needs, Not Their Volume. Now, how do you do that? Well, there's a number of tips, a number of things that we can do. Let's go to the classroom and look at those.
Match their need, not their volume. When a student raises their voice, it's easy to feel like we need to raise ours too, just to keep control or to be heard. But usually that just adds more noise to the chaos. Instead of matching their volume, it helps to pause, take a deep breath, and ask ourselves, what do they really need right now? Because most of the time, behind the big reaction is a big feeling that needs understanding, not more volume. Staying calm sounds simple, but let's be honest, it's not. It's easier said than done. When a student's energy spikes, our instincts want to match it. Our heart rate goes up, our muscles tighten. It's just human nature. But here's the key. The calmer we stay, the faster the situation can settle. Use slower movements, keep your voice steady, and take a breath before you speak. Students are incredible mirrors. They pick up on our energy. When we model calm, we invite them to match us instead of the other way around. Again, when things get loud, our instinct is usually to get louder, to talk over the noise. But most of the time, that just raises the temperature in the room. Try flipping that. Speak softer instead of louder. When you lower your voice, students have to tune in to hear you. And that small shift can change the whole tone of the moment. I like to think of it this way. Your calm voice is like a volume knob for the classroom. You set the level, the students often follow. And sometimes a whisper can get more attention than shouting ever could. Just like we talked about in a previous video, the ABCs of behavior, every action has something that comes before it and something that follows it. When a student gets loud, our job isn't just to react to the volume, but it's to get curious about why it's happening. Ask yourself, is the student overwhelmed? Are they trying to get attention or maybe avoid something? Do they need space, reassurance, or just a quick reset? When we stop to figure out the need behind the behavior, our response can actually help de-escalate the moment instead of adding fuel to it. One of the simplest ways to match a student's need is through the language we use. Supportive words can calm the situation and show the student that we're there to help, not to punish, not to escalate. Here are a few examples you can try. You look upset. Let's take a break together. I can see this is frustrating. How can I help? Or maybe, I'll stay right here until you're ready. The key is to be clear, calm, and consistent. These statements let students know they're seen, they're supported, and that can make all the difference in helping them regulate their emotions. Matching a student's need doesn't mean you have to handle it all on your own. Sometimes a situation can start pulling at your own emotions, and that's okay. If you're feeling yourself getting frustrated, anxious, or overwhelmed, Calmly signal to a teammate or to a teacher for backup. You're modeling self-regulation when you do this, and you're keeping the student safe. And here's the other part. Once everyone's calm, take a moment to talk about what happened. This is when real learning and growth can occur for both you and the student. When we meet intensity with intensity, it sends the message that emotion equals power. Students may think that yelling or acting out is the way to get what they want. It also escalates the situation instead of diffusing it. Students may stop listening to what we're actually saying and start focusing on how we're saying it. When we match a student's volume, it can turn into a power struggle. Both the adult and the student are trying to win the interaction. In the end, no one really wins. The behavior isn't addressed, the student doesn't get the support they need, and the adult ends up frustrated.
So whether it's a giant stadium on game day or maybe a classroom on a tough day, volume has a lot of power, and it's how we use it that makes the big difference. So this week, as you're noticing the volume go up, think about what's causing that. What are the needs that your students have behind that volume? And instead of matching their volume, think about meeting their needs. Your calm presence is crowd control, and it is the winning strategy. This is Dave Grease with Pep Talks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next month.